Hello, it is so great to have you join me on this presentation today. I want to give you some free information about setting up your Etsy shop. This course can literally change the way you list your products on Etsy. It can change the way customers find your products, and it can change the way they sell. You know me already. I'm Nancy Alexander, the Wreath Lady. So let's get started. I am dying to tell you about Etsy shops. On this call, we're going to cover naming your Etsy shop, the importance of your Etsy shop title, why shop announcement is important, creating an Etsy listing, titles, photos, and descriptions, and why you need a colorful and inviting store banner. We did a screen capture of my Etsy shop to put in this slide, naming your Etsy shop. I want you to see how my colors and my style have a cohesive look. If someone's looking for an upscale design, certain colors, they can tell by the way the shop is put together that I will be able to do that for them. Now over to the shop name, the importance of a name for your Etsy shop. That's what I said, choose one you like. Don't worry. If you use a keyword in your shop name, it will not hurt you in the Etsy search rankings. I'm lucky because when my name was purchased years ago, no one told me what to look for. I didn't know. It's turned out to be a perfect name. Make sure the name you use is easily spelled, easily understood if you call it out to someone, and the fewer words the better. Etsy shop title and announcement. Those are right under the banner when you go into your Etsy shop. The first one is the shop title. That's where my name, Ladybug Wreaths, is in blue. And the second one is the shop announcement. These are both very, very important to Google and Etsy. They give your ranking a needed boost. Okay, here's my shop title, this circled in yellow, Ladybug Wreaths, custom wreath designs, videos, and supplies. Choose it wisely. It's important in Google search. As you can see, there are only 55 characters available. So please don't put welcome to my shop. That is nice to read, it's nice to hear, but it's wasting your valuable space and it's not going to do anything to help you draw customers to shop with you. If you are well branded and well known, you can use your own name like I have. I've been in business for so long, people search Ladybug Wreaths, they search Nancy Alexander. So those are now considered keywords. But if you're just starting out, you need to remember that yours would not be that way. Keywords are very important in describing your shop in this section. Now we go down to the Etsy shop announcement, and it is circled in yellow. You can see my shop announcement here. Long announcements give ranking a boost. Make sure to use keywords and write in sentences which are a complete thought. Don't just put little statements that are not full sentences with a period at the end. 160 characters will show in Google, and you can see how many Etsy shows on the screen. Both Google and Etsy pay very close attention to this. Google will look at the keywords as Etsy seems to favor the longer announcements. But you've got to remember, and don't make it so long that your customer won't read it. And only use your personal name or shop name if you're well branded and well known. You can welcome people, announce sales, add new products, and leave links. But remember to do it at the end of your description and not at the beginning of the announcement. Now, listings. That's one of my favorite things. Listings are very important. I can't stress that part enough. Here's a screenshot of a wreath I have listed right now. So I spent some time creating an inviting listing because, as you can see, I'm asking a good price for this wreath. It's a large wreath. I think it's worth that price. But if I put it up with a poor listing and a poor photo, I can't do that. So just remember, descriptions as well as your photos are two main things that entice a customer to purchase from you. I've got my description circled here in yellow. I want you to pay special attention to the words pink outdoor wreath. It's in there twice. And then it says birch wreath, birch outdoor wreath. And then if you look down a little bit under the overview, you'll see again pink outdoor wreath. And if you were to open up this listing, you would also see pink outdoor wreath in the tags. And I'm going to tell you why. That is very important. Title optimization. I want you to spend some time in this. This section right here is where you can bring your listing up to page 1, listing 1 within Etsy search. Brainstorm keywords with Etsy drop-down search menu. You need to think like a buyer. What would you type in if you were looking for a particular wreath? Would you type in a color or a flower that you like or a certain style or design? Yes, you would. Would you type in just wreath? Well, it's possible, but if you do, you're going to come up in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands in the search results. In order to be found on Etsy, we want to narrow that result down. We want to narrow the search down. So we named this, we used 3 words together, pink outdoor wreath. These 3 words together form what we call a long tail keyword. And those are very important. Here is where my wreath is found right now. We did an Etsy search to see where it was. We searched for pink outdoor wreath, and as you can see, it says there were 517 results. That means people are searching for pink outdoor wreath, and there were 517 results under pink outdoor wreath. When we started working on changing our long tail keywords around, this wreath was way down many pages. It certainly was not on page 1, listing 1, but now it is. And it was there within an hour of when we changed the keywords. So, again, pink outdoor wreath is a long tail keyword term. It is used in the product title, the tags, and in the beginning of the description in its exact order. That means you do not put commas between those 3 words. That's what makes it a long tail keyword. Doing it that way, it's far more relevant than the individual words pink, comma, outdoor, comma, wreath, comma. And it would not result in a huge competitive list of products. If you want to experiment, just type in pink, comma, outdoor, comma, or wreath, and you will get thousands and thousands and thousands of results. Listing a product is different from the previous search based on recency. Before Etsy made some changes, you could push your product to the top by continually renewing it every day. It was only 20 cents, so people did that every day, and it brought their listings to the top. But Etsy caught on to that, and they've made a lot of changes. So now, with relevancy search, you need new strategies. I'm thrilled that after we optimized this wreath, it came to page 1 and listing 1. We experimented with about 8 or 10 of the items in my shop at the same time, and they all had the same results. Boy, I wish I had known this when I was first starting out. Spend some time on your listings. Please don't skip on your descriptions and your photos. You're allowed 5 photos, so use them. Do you know when I take photos of a wreath, I go out into my shop and I probably snap at least 7 to 10 photos in my shop. And then when I bring my camera in and I put the photos on my computer, I edit mine in Photoshop. So after I've edited a large version of the wreath and save it, I'll crop it down a little bit and have another version of that same image. And I might bring the cropping in several times on one image. So when I'm through, I probably have 15 photos of the same wreath. Now, I can only use 5 right here. Sometimes I switch them out. Sometimes I use a different one when I'm promoting my item on Facebook. I like to have a good choice. I want to use a photo or an image that is not blurry at all. I just can't stress this part right here. The photos and your descriptions. Okay, I'll move on because we're going to talk about that again later too. Etsy won't penalize you for not using all your photos, but you will have missed out on giving more information to your customer. And you'll miss out on an opportunity for Google to have more information to crawl your site and look at your images. Now you need to stage your photos. I have a white door in my studio where I take all my photos. There's a large double window right beside the door. The lighting is pretty good there. But even though it is, I've got 2 inexpensive shop lights that I paid probably $7.98 a piece. They're clip-on lights. And I've got my easels in my shop, so I clip them on the back of an easel, and I have one pointed at the right side of my wreath and one pointed at the left side of my wreath. That adds more lighting where I need it so that when I take my photos, there are no dark shadows that I have to bring inside and try to edit out in my editing program. And the backgrounds, I do mine on a white door always. They do not show up well on dark doors. They don't show up well on doors, even though the doors are beautiful. You may have an oval of stained glass or anything that's distracting from your wreath. You do not want behind it. You just want it plain and simple and light. Except I've seen some on an old gate where the wood is a little bit old and rustic, but it's not dark. I've got an old door that I've taken a few photos on. They look good on that. But be very careful about where you take your photos. Now, you're going to need to work on them a little bit. It'd be great if we could take them right off our camera, stick them in the computer, and they're ready to go. But that's not the way it is, I'm afraid. You're going to need to crop your photos, like I said I did before. I always have to lighten my photos. And then I go in and I lighten the background, and there's several different methods to do that within Photoshop. Now, some people don't have Photoshop and some people don't know how to use that program, and that is fine. PicMonkey is a wonderful program. I've started using it for a lot of my signs and my banners, and I love it. And you can learn that very easily, and there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube about how to use PicMonkey. You can also now crop all of your photos within Etsy. That's a new feature that they've just added. So that's great. We're going to talk about a nice eye-catching store banner. I had my banner made by a designer, and I think she did a really, really good job. Honestly, I get tired of things very quickly, and I could move on right now, but I've got that banner everywhere, so I'll stick with it for a while. There are many options available for you until you have the income or have the money coming in to hire a designer to make your banner. You need to use colors and designs that show off your style. The black and white ones just don't seem to work well for what I'm trying to sell. You need to think about how well they go with what you're trying to sell. You can hire someone on Etsy to create your banner for you. The last time I looked, I saw several people that created really pretty banners on Etsy, and they were around $100. And usually if you get a designer or someone on Etsy, they'll say for that price, they'll give you 2 choices or 3 choices. If you feel like you can do it yourself, if you know how to use PicMonkey, you can use that. That's what we discussed a minute ago, where you can learn how to use it through videos on YouTube. And then there's Etsy Banner Generator. That's the easiest. It's something new. It requires no skills. So you can set that up yourself and be really impressed with what you've done. Be really proud of the banner you created. Now, we've gone over a lot of stuff here, but you know, Etsy is so much. It's much more than we've talked about. It's more than we can even cover in an hour. You want to have an Etsy shop set up to sell. I want you to have an optimized Etsy shop. And you really can't sell your gorgeous designs until you do. We have the knowledge and the training, and we want to spend our time working with you. I started out with no help. I mean, really no help. I had to figure things out for myself. I did not know how to use a computer. The only thing I had ever done on a computer was I had one in my shop downtown, and I would make a very simple sale sign when I'd have sales. And I could put the word sale in a big bright color, and I could put the percent off, and that was all I had ever done when I finally came home and decided to sell on the internet. So don't tell me you can't do it. I know you can. If I'd had the opportunity to be able to hire someone to teach me things that I needed to know, oh gosh, the number of hours, the number of years that would save me. I would have gladly been willing to pay the price to hire someone to teach me and to coach me, which I do now. I always have a coach now. I always pay someone to help me grow my business. It grows by leaps and bounds when I do. And when I don't, it just doesn't. That's what it's going to take to grow your business the fastest, to put your business on what's called the fast track. That's why I want to talk to you today about our new Etsy Intensives training. We have the knowledge, and we definitely have the training. It is awesome training. We have spent weeks and months putting this together for you. It is called Etsy Intensives Training Course. Okay, I know all of this has to be overwhelming, and I know what you're thinking. How on earth am I going to do this? You don't exactly understand all the details that I've already gone over with you, but that's okay because we didn't understand them at first in the beginning. That's where we can help you, and we can teach you, and we can encourage you, and we can celebrate with you as you grow, and it's an awesome experience. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what we offer in Etsy Intensives. We want to take you by the hand and teach you how to sell, starting with your Etsy shop. Susan has created for us 12 brand new step-by-step video that will give you all the help and all the details you need in order to learn not only how to set up your shop, but how to optimize it as well. We want you and your shop to be found. We want you to be able to turn those visitors who just found you into customers. For 5 whole weeks, I'm going to send you access to videos that we'll be covering in our weekly webinar. These live webinars will go through that material you've watched in the videos, and then we're going to be adding additional training material as well. At the end of each session, we will answer each question that you have, and we'll do our group Etsy shop critiques. We will pick at least one person in each webinar, and we'll do a critique of their Etsy shop. Now, it would be nice if we could do that for every single person in the webinar, but we have a lot of people signed up, so we can't do it for each one. But I'm telling you from experience, if you watch us critique another shop, you're going to learn almost as much as if we critiqued your shop. And then there are going to be milestones to reach every week. And then when we reach our milestones, there definitely has to be some celebrations. All right, who should take this course? I know you're asking yourself that. Is that for me? Well, any artisan with handmade items to sell. I think that's you. Are you selling in your hometown already and are not successful? Well, that's you too. Do you want to grow your business and your brand? Well, I'm thinking you do, or you wouldn't be listening to this webinar right now. Do we need to bring in extra income? Yes, yes, yes. We all want and need that when we're growing a business. Do you want to experience the joy of success? Of course you do. Everyone wants to experience that. You've been given a God-given talent, a gift, and you want to experience that joy when you succeed and people love your work and they're wanting to buy it over and over and over. I know that you would love selling your creations online because I've loved selling mine online. I'm going to quickly go over these bullet points as to what you will learn each week. Now, this is what we're going by when we're putting your training together, but it's going to be much more involved. But I just wanted to give you an idea. We start with 12 videos, and we're going to divide them. And we'll end up with 5 weeks of training with the 12 videos. In week 1, we'll cover getting started. That includes username, account, and shop name. Keywords and listing titles. You want accurate titles, relevant keywords, and we'll use the Etsy search engine algorithm. And then weekly Etsy shop critique. Yes, it could be yours. Week 2, we'll be covering videos 4, 5, and 6. We're going to really delve into the importance of photos. The best way to entice your customers to fall in love with your work. And the importance of the first photo that's shown in Etsy. Beginning descriptions. You need to get the customer to picture your product as their own. Now, when we say that, I mean, when I'm writing a listing, I say, wouldn't you love to have this beautiful wreath hanging on your front door as your neighbors come in to visit? They're going to be talking about the color and the style, and they're going to say, did you make that or did you buy that? Or you want to, oh gosh, have them envision what it's like to have a really showy wreath on your door if you live way off the street, and it's going to have so many colors in it that people actually turn and look as they're driving by. It's a really good way to welcome people into your home. So if you're having a party, wouldn't you love this wreath on your back door to welcome people as they're coming in? Those kind of statements are what we mean when you get customers to envision that product as already being theirs. They already feel an ownership to it. And then we talk about colors, size, materials, and their importance. What inspired you to create this product? Describe how and where it can be used. In week 2, okay, we'll be covering tag words. You have 13 tag words you can use. We'll cover metadata, holidays and trends, and special sales, and how to create one. Do you know it's really easy to create a special sale, to create a sale for your whole entire shop or a section of your shop? Well, it is, and we can show you how. Pricing. Pricing affects the perceived value of your product. If I priced one of my wreaths really low and someone looked at it and they might think, oh, that's a beautiful wreath, but she's got it priced at $69, so there must not be as much to it as it looks like here. And the wreath I showed earlier, if they saw that one, that's a beautiful wreath. Oh, wow. That one is priced $289. That one must be big and awesome and beautiful. And if I've got the money, that's the one I want on my door. That's the one I want to purchase. And we'll go through a process telling you how to figure your price. That's always hard to do. It's hard for everyone. But we'll teach you that. We'll show you. Custom wreath orders. You always want custom wreath orders. I've had so many of my clients and my students say, I don't like custom wreath orders. They just take too much time. Well, yes, they do. But you charge more for a custom order. You have to spend time emailing back and forth or hopping on a phone call with your customer who's wanting to order something. My custom orders are at least 25% more, if not 30% more than my regular prices. And yes, I do have people that order them. Then if I run out of a particular flower and I may have to run to Hobby Lobby to supplement, or I may have to run somewhere else, it's okay. I've been paid for that time. So it's worth me doing that. Now in week 3, we're going to be covering videos 7, 8, and 9. Financial information setup. It is so easy to get paid. Credit card or PayPal. Then we're going to talk about shop title, keywords, social media. And I know you want to connect your Facebook and your Twitter page with Etsy. Did you know that can be done? Every time you list a wreath or a product or a handmade item on Etsy, if you have those linked together, you click a little button for Facebook, you click one on Twitter, a tweet goes out saying you've just listed that item, and a photo pops into your Facebook newsfeed. That's great. Now, the shop announcement, we're going to discuss how important that is to Google because you really need to know that. And you need to have a really good message set up for your buyers. What will you learn in week 4? We will cover videos 9, 10, and 11. Shop policies. Importance to your customers. Yes, that is very important. A welcome message, a refund policy, and a shipping policy. Okay, week 5. That is going to be videos 10, 11, and 12. Banners, headers, reflect your style and taste with color. How to create your own banner with Banner Generator. And we'll touch on the other banner programs that you can use, PicMonkey and Canva. Avatars. Social media avatars importance. Do you know what those are? Well, you'll find out. Week 6, that's going to be a really fun week. That's a bonus week. We're going to have a guest that day. Her name is Linda Joseph. If you haven't been with me very long, Linda Joseph and I have worked together for many years. She is a webmaster. She's an SEO expert. She can set up a website in no time. She's going to do something very special for all of us that day. because during all of these classes, we're going to be keeping track of your analytics in Etsy. We're going to do screen captures your very first class. We're going to do screen captures after the fifth class. For the person whose analytics have increased the most and who have the most traffic increase in their shop, Linda is going to work with you to set up your own website, and she's going to put your Etsy shop into your website. Yes, that certainly can be done. I have one inside my website. That's going to be lots of fun, and in following Linda that day, you'll be able to do it yourself, or Linda will offer to do it for you at a reasonable price. Okay, now we have some bonuses. Of course we have to have bonuses. These go along with our Etsy Intensives training. Okay, you know you get the 12 brand new How to Set Up Shop videos, and you get the 5 live webinars with me and Susan where you can talk to us and ask questions and we answer you back. I filmed a video for you on how to box a wreath. And then here's the bonus webinar with our special guest Linda Joseph. I've also got a video for you, how to take photos. That will be of me taking photos in my shop, and then I'll bring my camera in, put the photos on my computer, and I'll actually show you how I edit mine. And I have a brand new instructional how-to video, how to make a wreath with a monogram on it. I have not sold that anywhere yet, so you get to get it first. That is going to be a great bonus. Sourcing Power. That is my book I came out with about 6-7 months ago. It went to the top in Kindle in about 48 hours. Sourcing Power teaches you how to go to a national market, a gift market. It teaches you the terms you need to know, how you need to talk so that they don't know you're a newbie, because you certainly don't want a sales rep to know that you're a newbie. It just teaches you all the terms that you need to know when you're purchasing wholesale, whether you're buying online or whether you're actually going to a market. A Spring Meadow. That's an instructional how-to ebook that I know you're going to love. We're going to give you homework each week and lists, and our Etsy shop critiques each week. Oh, and I left out one thing. I just realized we didn't have that on our list. We're going to have a private Facebook group just for the people in Etsy Intensives training. This is not going to be the Grow with Nancy Facebook group I have that's open to the public. This is only going to be for members of this training. So you can go in there every day. You can discuss what you're learning with each other. You can ask questions. You can post photos. Susan and I will be in there every day talking back and forth with you. So not only do you get our time and attention when we're having the weekly webinars, which will be every Thursday, but you're going to get our time and attention every day through our private Facebook group. It's going to be our secret Facebook group, and I know you're just going to love that. I'm going to love it. All right, for this course, your investment is just $447. For Best of Nancy members, you save $100 on this course. Your price is $347. So, if you are interested in taking this course and you're not a member of Best of Nancy yet, if I were you, I would go and join Best of Nancy before registering. If you don't know what Best of Nancy is, that is my private membership site. It's our community. It's kind of like our inner circle. You pay $19.97 a month in Best of Nancy. and you receive all kinds of videos and training. I put free stuff in there. And just recently, we did lower the price. You don't normally hear that. Usually people are raising the price. It was $47 a month. We've now lowered it to $19.97 a month, and we added My Secret Vendors. If you know what My Secret Vendors is, that is my best-selling ebook of all time, and it's where I give you all of the names of all of my favorite vendors so you'll know exactly where I purchase from. That book sells for $197. It's a downloadable ebook. You can still purchase it for $197 if you want to load it onto your computer, or you can have internet access to it all the time if you're a member of Best of Nancy. The deadline to order or to join is midnight on Tuesday, April the 21st. I would like for you to go to a page that we have set up about our Etsy Intensives training. And I know you're going to have more questions about it. And we go into more depth on this page. Go to ladybugwreaths.com/Etsy. That is spelled ladybugwreaths.com/Etsy. I want to tell you one more thing very quickly before I end today. I want to impress upon you the value of this course. If you're like me, when I see a price like $447 or $347, I want to know what I'm going to get. We have worked very, very hard, and we know that we're going to over-deliver on this class. $447 if you're not a member of Best of Nancy, or $347 if you are a member. And I'm telling you from experience and my work with my own coaches, what you learn in that class, you will more than make up for much sooner than you realize. Now, we can't promise you how many wreaths you're going to sell. A lot of that depends on you, your designs, your work. We can't promise you how many people are going to buy higher priced items. We can promise you we're going to teach you how to come up in the Etsy search rankings so that when someone searches for a wreath or for another handmade item that you sell, they're going to find you. So your part of this is to follow us as we go through this class, follow our steps and our instructions, and I promise they're not going to be hard. We just have figured out how to do it. But your part is to work on your style and your design and get your products up there for sale, and then they're going to sell. Okay, we've gotten some questions. I want to cover those really quickly too. No, you do not have to have wreaths ready to sell right this moment to go through this training. As a matter of fact, it would be really good to go ahead and go through the training, have your shop set up and optimized and ready to put your handmade items right into it as soon as they're ready. Another question that we've gotten is, what if I can't afford to pay this much at one time? That's okay. We're willing to work with you. We have a 2-payment plan. If you're interested in working out something with the payments, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to talk with you. My email address is ladybugwreaths@gmail.com. That's ladybugwreaths@gmail.com. Thank you so very much for listening to my presentation today and for letting me tell you about Etsy Intensives and for listening to all the good information in the beginning that can help you Start optimizing your Etsy store already. I know we can make a difference. I know it will be great working with you. And I really hope to see you in our class. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.